She was the Queen of Tejano music, with a voice so powerful it could shatter glass, if the glass wasn't already crying at the sheer beauty of it. Selena Quintanilla. From selling out arenas to selling out her own fan club, Selena's life had it all. Jealousy, betrayal, and a whole lot of awkward family dinners. But it's not just the music we're talking about. We're diving into the good, the bad, and the oh hell no parts of Selena's rise to fame. Who was the real villain? Hint, this time it wasn't the music industry. Get ready for a roller coaster of fame, fashion, and friendly fire. Selena's life, it's iconic, it's incredible, and it might just make you rethink your own best friend situation. Tune in for the full story, because you'll never hear a legend quite like this again. That's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death
In entertainment.
Greetings, Deado Universe.
Hi.
What up?
What's going on, everybody? My name's Kyle Plouffe.
I'm Ben Kissel.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
Thank you all so much for joining the show. If you want to be a part of the Patreon, go to patreon.com/diebud. You get to watch every single episode live, interact with the show, and be a part of a fun community. Thank you all so much for supporting. All right, today's episode, my goodness, one of the most tragic tales in American history, the life and tragic murder of Selena.
Yeah, this is a tearjerker, but remember, we are a celebrity death and true crime comedy podcast, so even though this is very sad, we're going to have some fun and have some laughs along the way.
Mostly making fun of Yolanda.
Yeah, that piece of garbage.
My God.
But if it's not your thing, you can turn that dial.
Yes.
Except don't turn the dial.
Don't do it.
Because you don't want to miss this.
Go listen to OK Bud.
Yeah.
And then come back.
And then you'll be back. And with that, let's go. All right, Selena Quintanilla.
Great job.
Nailed it.
Beautiful.
She's known worldwide as Selena. Was born on April 16th, 1971 in Freeport, Texas. 1970. It just seems too close. Like she was not much older than us.
No.
No. And she has a birthday very similar to mine.
And I don't know math very well, but I do know I was born in 1981 and I'm 43, so she would only be 53 years old.
Yes.
Still young.
Yep. So Freeport, Texas, it's on the southeast border. It's southeast Texas. It's right on the Gulf.
Yep. Yeah.
The family lived a little bit more inland after she was born. They went to Lake Jackson, Texas. And Lake Jackson is located greater Houston metropolitan area.
Okay.
And in the 70s, there was only 13,000 people. Today, there's 28,000. So is that because Selena lived there?
Perhaps.
We don't know.
Maybe.
But still a relatively small town.
Yeah, very. 1942, Lake Jackson was actually first developed as they call it a planned community because a company was coming to town and they were building around the company. That company would end up being the Dow Chemical Company.
Oh, God.
Great. That's just fantastic. So what do you do for a living? You know what I do for a living. The same thing you do. That's why we're neighbors in the same house that looks the exact same.
Exactly. And so he pretty much popped up all these different towns, and his kids popped up these different towns across the country being like, we're going to be the future with plastics and safe chemicals.
Sadly, you're correct.
Yeah. But what they really did was they did do that stuff, but they also had contracts with the government making mustard gas, napalm, Agent Orange, and not government related, but also breast implants.
Oh.
And all of those ventures killed people.
Well, some better than others.
Yeah.
I would much rather die by being smothered by breast implant
That's true.
than mustard gas. What am I, a hot dog?
Hey.
Those company towns are always so eerie. We have one in Wisconsin, Kohler.
There's Kohler, and then there's a town called Germantown. Have you been to Germantown?
Yes.
It is straight. It's everything has the same facade. Even the McDonald's and Subway.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't even have unique businesses such as fast food chains.
Wow.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just weird to have a place where everybody works at this. Like it's an ecosystem.
It is.
Where everything revolves around the moneymaker.
And it's very Stepford Wives.
Yes.
And if you make fun of Kohler, you are gonna die.
From 1957 to 1970, her father was actually a musician, and he played in a band called Los Dinos.
Oh,
Spanish for the boys.
nice.
And they played Tejano music. And Tejano music, it sounded familiar to me, just like the term, but I didn't really know what it was. It's exclusively American Mexican. So like it prides itself on being American as well. It was born in Texas, although it has influences from Mexico and other Latin American countries.
Like Tex-Mex food.
Yes.
It's the nacho fries of music.
Hey!
I'll tap my toe to that. Eventually lose it because of diabetes, but I'll tap my toe to that.
So he taught his children to sing and play instruments and really wanted Selena to sing in Spanish. She wanted to sing in English because she grew up in America, but he was like, you will speak Spanish.
What a mind fuck for her. And then she goes outside and they're like, speak English.
Yeah,
And then inside she's like, you'll speak Spanish. You're like, oh my God.
And was it because he wanted her to find her roots? Or was it because it was more marketable to sing in Spanish?
I think he wanted you to think it was option one, but it was option two.
Okay.
By the late 60s, his band, the Los Dinos, their popularity was fading and their record sales were declining. Abraham, which is her father's name, he had a wife and 2 children to support, so he decided to prioritize their financial well-being. And he took a job where? At the Dow chemical plant,
Of course.
putting his music career on hold to focus on providing for his family.
And slowly killing the planet.
Yeah.
Probably himself.
When he had enough of that, he was like, I want to start my own business. So he saved up some money and opened up Papagayos. Papagayos, which is parrots in English.
Papa Parrots?
Papa parrots.
What are they doing there?
Talking. There was a Tex-Mex restaurant owned and operated by Selena's father, and they fought and scraped to stay open during the 1970s, which if you could remember before we were born, so we might not remember, there was an energy crisis, and that affects Texas a lot, obviously.
I remember it. I was stressed out.
They're an oil town.
So people weren't enjoying the guacamole? What's going on? I mean, even in an energy crisis, you want a nice quesadilla.
Yeah.
Was that coinciding with the gas crisis?
Yeah, so in 1973, there was an oil embargo, and Arab members of OPEC, which is the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, they retaliated against the U.S. because the U.S. decided to resupply the Israeli military during the Yom Kippur War, and they imposed the oil embargo.
Well, that's done now.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't even think about that. The embargo and subsequent production cuts led to a dramatic increase in oil prices, quadrupling the price of a barrel from $2.90 to $11.65.
Oh.
Are you trying to say this restaurant was oily?
Yes.
It was a lot of deep fried goodness? And that raised the prices?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's an unforeseen consequence of this embargo.
Yes.
It's going to fuck with the Tostitos.
So they made it through the 70s, and then right as the 80s were starting, there was an oil glut. So they went from having a deficit to a complete glut, which you'd think is like, to a layman, you're like, oh my God, we have too much oil. We're in the gold, baby.
Sounds great.
We're drowning in it.
Yeah, I think he needs to rename his band Glut of Oil.
Yeah. Oil glut. And it's a great thing only if you're the owner of an oil company, because then you can just go, great, I don't need labor for a while. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. So everyone in the town that isn't working at the chemical plant gets fired, and even people from the chemical plant, which relies on petroleum that comes from oil, everybody's done. They have to file for bankruptcy. Papagayos is gone.
Just the doors open, a bunch of people with 3 arms, 12 toes, 4 eyeballs walk out.
Help me!
Looking like they just got run over by a car in RoboCop.
Yeah. So this place, Papagayos, it was great for them because during those years, her father wanted them to entertain the diners that were there. So they were always playing music for everyone. And so after Papagayos got shut down, they went down the drain. The family declared bankruptcy, and they were evicted from their home.
Oh, my God. It gets worse and worse.
Yeah, that's sad.
But they did not want their hard work to be in vain. Selena and her parents and her siblings dusted themselves off, remembered who the hell they were, and moved to Corpus Christi.
They squeezed the oil out of their shirts.
Yeah.
Corpus Christi.
Yes, they went to Corpus Christi, Texas, where Selena would then front the family band, now being branded as Selena y los Dinos.
Wow, the Dinos are back in town.
They return.
So
But
it's Selena and the boys.
it's Selena, her brother Abraham the third, and her sister.
I'm thinking of Michael Jackson at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on her shoulders at a young age.
Yeah.
It's the Quintanilla 3. Not the Jackson 5.
You mean Los Tres Quintanilla?
Yes, exactly. And they would make an actual push, which is funny because she begged her dad, like I said, not to sing and sing in English.
I thought you just meant not to sing.
Well, she didn't want to sing actually at the beginning, but he was really pushing her to because he's like, all I hear is dollar signs.
Right.
He knew she had an amazing talent. So when they got to Corpus Christi, they played in dance halls and nightclubs where Tejano music thrives. And almost immediately they went pro. In 1981, the same year they got to Corpus Christi, Texas-based Freddie Records signed Selena y los Dinos to a recording contract.
Speaking of oil, Freddie Records. Hey, I'm Freddie Records. You can smell the cigar smoke. You shake his hand, you got to go wipe it off with a towel. He might be a good guy, but the Freddie Records.
Freddie Records.
You got talent, kid.
Real big talent.
Freddie Records.
Let's see that talent.
Where dreams turn to nightmares.
Exactly.
Selena and y los Dinos began to perform more frequently in Texas in clubs and fairs as their name began to spread around the state. So instead of just being in Corpus Christi, they're starting to go all over Texas.
Wow. Spreading like oil.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going with this oil metaphor.
Once you get something, you don't let it go.
No.
That's why we love you.
In 1984, Freddie released the band's first full-length album entitled, what would you think? Selena y los Dinos.
Okay.
When the album was completed, the president and owner of Freddie Records, who I'm guessing the name is Freddie.
He better be Freddie. Hey, name's Chad. How are you?
I'm Chad, owner of Freddie Records.
Why'd you call it Freddie Records? Sounds scuzzy. I don't know.
I once knew someone named Fred.
Yeah. And that was it. He told Selena's dad that the band was not ready to professionally record and release a full-length album.
I thought you were going to say that Selena's got something, but those Dinos, I don't know.
Right.
Abraham was pissed. He dropped the record deal with Freddie Records and told him to go shove it where the sun don't shine.
Okay.
Can you do that after you make a deal?
Not really.
What is this, the 80s?
Yeah.
Remember that contract we signed? Well, I say it's void now.
It's over now.
You got to remember, there's a glut of oil here.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of out of their minds.
Yeah. While still under the record deal, because technically he can't just wish it away.
Right.
Selena's father came upon another small local Texas record company called Cara Records, and they were based in San Antonio.
Sounds nicer.
It does.
Cara. The rumored album, The New Girl in Town, was never sold in stores, but singles from Cara Records were leaked to different album stores.
So The New Girl in Town was a record that Selena recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like a rumor, like, oh my God, you hear about the new Selena record? It hasn't come out yet. So the actual record company started selling tapes of single songs at a time.
So inadvertently, they created like a whisper campaign?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Singles from Cara Records were sold separately and promotionally around the state of Texas. So like you said, they're trying to get like this little campaign going, being like, oh my God, did you hear this next song? Because you want to be like the cool kid with the cool tape.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of kids were with this.
And that's kind of like how Elvis started.
Ooh.
At Sun Records. They'd spread the word, got people talking.
Yeah.
I toured Sun Records. Very small.
Oh,
Yeah?
really?
Very, very tiny.
Yeah.
So it was unlike Elvis.
And his
Yes.
balls.
Yeah. Big old nuts.
We were seeing that on OK Bud this week. His balls were friggin' huge.
Huge. Yeah, really big.
And they're stacked one on top of the other.
Yeah, bizarre.
Sideways.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, I didn't think of it either until I saw it, and I can't stop thinking of it.
Yeah. On this album is the song Encontre el Amor. And it was sold as a promotional single in 1983. Let's listen to it, see if it sounds familiar to anybody.
Desde el día que te vi, cuando yo te conocí.
Oh, Rick James.
Mi amor es para ti.
Dun, 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 dun.
No
You nailed it.
That's awesome. Super freak indeed.
So she's 11 years old, and her dad's like, my favorite song is Super Freak. You sing it now.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Which the song sounds great, but it's about people being like freaks in bed.
Right.
So it's a
She's
little
11
weird.
years old, being like, I'm the kind of girl you don't bring home to mama. Yeah. Really? Unless you're serving like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So Rick James gave birth to Selena and MC Hammer.
Wow.
Amazing.
What a fact. Yeah, so in 1987, that spread like wildfire and got her name out there. She was starting to blow up. In 1987, GP Productions, which discovered Selena Los Dinos performing, they signed the group to a yearly record contract. And they were in the studio right after the agreement. That same year, Selena Los Dinos recorded their second full-length album, Alpha, which is the first album to be released without legal actions or threats.
Oh,
Alpha.
good. There we go.
Yeah.
Alpha referring to what? Alpha male?
Yeah, just alpha. Yeah. Number one.
Yeah,
You're number one.
But this is what she looked like. Keep in mind, she's 16 years old. They're trying to make her look like a 40-year-old woman.
She looks like she's about to read my horoscope on a 1-800 number, 1-900 number.
Yeah, she's got that Dionne Warwick look and
Wow. Yeah, why did they?
a 40-year-old haircut.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose.
I mean, I'm guessing because
Right.
they had her dad had full control over like her appearance and everything.
I actually think that's such a breath of fresh air because we're so reversed now.
Yeah.
They want everyone to look 10 years old now.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you never see them making people look older now.
No.
Yeah.
I think, though, that might be following the Whitney Houston playbook, where she was very conservatively dressed at first with the short haircut.
Yeah.
I believe Whitney started in the church.
She did.
Yes.
That's true too. Yeah, she was actually raised religious. They were I forgot to mention they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, Selena was.
Yeah.
Oh.
The most annoying of all religions.
But you know, sometimes when you're lonely and you hear a knock on the door, come and knock on my door.
Even if I was lonely, I'd still be like, get the fuck out of here.
I've had some talks with them.
What?
Yeah, I've talked to them.
Oh my God.
5-10 minutes. They're funny guys. They're just out there. It's like when a Girl Scout comes with trying to sell you cookies.
Well, that would be welcome.
They're just working.
When I was growing up, they would come every weekend, actually.
Oh my God.
These two ladies, and I used to think they were friends with my mom.
Right.
So I'm like, how come you never invite them in? She's like, oh, don't worry about them. And then that's the Watchtower, right?
I believe that's
the Watchtower magazine.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
So we'd always get copies of that. I'm like, shit. I'm like, this magazine sucks.
Yeah.
Because I liked Mad.
Right. And I was like, where's the story about all the shootings? Yeah. I thought this was Watchtower magazine.
In 1987, there was another song, Muñequito de Trapo, which is called Ragdoll.
Oh.
It was released in an increase.
Ragdoll living in a movie. Probably not that one.
No. The increase in sales began to spread the news about the band, which was promoted and showcased at that year's Tejano Music Awards, which is a huge event. Selena won Best Female Vocalist of the Year.
Wow.
16 years old?
Which she then won 9 consecutive times.
Whoa.
Crazy.
If you think about it, though, she was the Queen of Tejano music.
Mm-hmm.
What other names are there at that time? Really?
Right.
She's the breakout star. How could you give it to anybody else?
Yeah. The band was well received and they won awards separately from Selena. In 1987, her father, who was proud of the band's winnings and awards, released the album with them. And the winner is...
Oh, he's going in. Not you, your daughter, by the way, but okay. Well, he put it together.
Yeah.
What confidence, too.
Yeah.
And the winner is us.
Yeah.
It's like the 85 Chicago Bears with that song.
Super Bowl
they did.
Shuffle.
Yeah, the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, they shot that before the playoffs even started. If they would have lost, oh my
shit.
God.
Jeez.
I didn't know they made that before.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Jim McMahon was all coked out. He's like, I'll do it.
And the winner is, I mean, this was made null by Alan Carr later because he got rid of In the Winner Is, and the Oscar goes to.
That's right.
So it was immediately obsolete.
So Selena's dad, I think, was poisoning Alan Carr for taking that away from him.
Wow.
And after this, he made Selena sing more Tejano and Mexican songs, which followed their roots in order to gain more recognition in the Tejano world, because that's who immediately recognized them.
As opposed to what, Rick James song?
Yeah.
No, but really, she was doing mainly covers or something?
She was doing both, but
Okay.
But that's what caught fire, was that Rick
Tejano
James
music.
super freak.
Oh, the Rick James cut.
Yeah.
All right, but then he saw a path into the Tejano music world.
Yes. In 1988, Selena y Los Dinos released Preciosa, which is precious,
Oh, I knew that one.
a nickname that was given to Selena as a child, which sold over 20,000 copies in Texas alone.
Ooh. And that's back then.
Yeah.
Think of the
Before
dollars.
before streaming and everything else.
And it's crazy, too, because she was an international star, but no record sales or single sales were ever documented outside the United States. So it's like, that's an insane thing, but that happened a lot. That documentary, Searching for Sugarman, that could have saved his life. He was living in despair in the United States, not knowing that he had gained complete fame in another country. And would have been the most famous person in that country and made millions of dollars.
Damn.
And he was working like fucking horrible jobs, like sweeping up after construction sites and stuff, like until right before he died.
Wow.
Crazy.
But the Quintanillas seem to know that they're popular elsewhere. Or
yeah.
do they think it's just Texas?
Yeah, no, they knew.
So that's a little bit different. They're probably aware that they don't even, like, they're aware the numbers must be high, even though they don't know them around the world.
Yeah. So there was this guy, Jose Behar, not Joy Behar.
Oh,
No
please.
relation.
Joy, it's the most ironic name of all time.
Despair Behar.
I don't know.
You believe Donald Trump?
I don't even want to. This show is about escapism, damn it.
Whoopi, you hearing me?
We're talking about the fun, light story of Selena being murdered. Okay, let's stick with.
So Jose Behar, he was the head of EMI Latin Records. They were
EMI, huge.
Yeah, they were a subdivision of Capitol Records as well. Together with the new head of Sony Music Latin, they watched Selena perform at that 1989 Tejano Music Awards. Behar was searching for new Latin acts, and he wanted to sign Selena to EMI's label, Capitol Records, while Sony Music Latin offered Selena twice EMI's signing fee.
Ooh, so
Bidding war.
Yes, this is what you want.
Yes, but then you got to think, do I go for the money or do I go for the freedom?
Money.
I don't know how much freedom you get at Capitol Records, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why you should just take the money, because
Yeah.
you're not going to be free anyway.
Yeah,
Record contracts are just brutal. I mean, I think they should be illegal.
yeah.
Remember what they did to Prince?
Yes, he had to change his name to a symbol, to an emoji, before emojis even existed.
Fellow Jehovah's Witness, by the way.
No!
Yeah.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
No.
He was very committed.
If he knocked on my door, I would open it.
That would be so awesome. Are you Prince?
You want to talk about God?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to do a voice, but I think he had a deep voice.
He had a very
I
deep
was trying
voice.
to think of I was going to go like, oh.
But that's not Prince.
Blouses. So Behar thought that he had discovered the next Gloria Estefan, but his superior, the guy that was head of Sony Music Latin, said you are illogical because you'd only been in South Texas less than a week before he found her.
No, you're illogical. What are you?
According to my statistics.
Yeah. What are you doing, Moneyball here? What are you talking about? Can she sing? Is she beautiful? Is she talented?
It is crazy that, being there for less than a week and he found Selena.
Yeah, that guy was probably just jealous.
Yeah. So Selena's dad chose EMI Latin's offer because he wanted his children to be the first musicians to sign to that label.
Awesome.
Since it was brand new. At this same time, Selena earned a high school diploma from the American Correspondence School, which is famous for getting diplomas for touring artists. And she was also accepted at LSU, Louisiana State University.
Oh, man.
And she actually enrolled at Pacific Western University, taking up business administration as her major subject.
I had a chance to go to Baton Rouge.
Oh, wow.
For LSU. We went to go watch, me and my friend Jazzy, we watched their homecoming game versus Army. And that campus is different than the one I went to. Holy hell. That is a blast. Oh, my. Yeah. It's huge. And there's so much money. And the stadium had 100,000 people jammed into it.
Yeah, they take it seriously over
there.
Very
serious. And the cookouts and the food, it was fantastic.
Yeah. So she signs this major record deal. And then it's just like, yeah, I'm thinking about going to college. I'm going to go to either LSU or Pacific Western. But she did enroll at Pacific Western, and anyone would be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But keep in mind, she's coming from a non-formally educated family. She watched her father lose everything.
Education is key.
The this business administration plan was twofold. She wanted to make sure that she had the skills to fall back on in case music didn't work out, but also in case they did, she wanted to be able to manage her own career.
I mean, she's very smart.
She's unbelievably mature for her age.
And mature, that's what I was looking for. Because at that age, I for sure would have said fuck college.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to complain my parents forced me to go to college. Oh my God.
Same.
It's worth, I try getting sympathy. My parents made me go to college. Oh yeah, mine molested me. Oh, okay. Well, I had to get a formal education.
I was like, Dad, can't I just run off to New York for a year?
That's all I wanted to do. And they looked at me and they said, Ben, you're half, not capable as a human being. So why don't you just stay in Wisconsin a little bit? Bake a little longer in Wisconsin.
Get seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
Get 4 seasons.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
Jose Behar recalled seeing Selena perform, and the whole place just went insane. Just in wrestling, they call it a pop when the crowd reacts just with immense pleasure to you being on.
Also, like Elvis.
She is a star.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Remember when the girls were having orgasms when Elvis first appeared on the stage?
Yes, I do. And then that Sugarman character had to go mop up. Sad. Very sad.
Not realizing he's an international superstar secretly.
So crazy. So soon after her performance, like we said, Behar signed her. People in the business were quoted as saying, "The people want Selena, not the Dinos."
See, I knew it.
Of course.
I'm just waiting for when they cut, like those expeditions on Everest or something where they have to cut the cord on someone. Like, I'm just waiting for that moment.
Ace Ventura 2 when he has to let the raccoon go. But yes, it's Beyonce. It's Destiny's Child. There's a star here.
Yeah.
They don't want they don't want to have to take care of everybody else.
Right.
It was probably like, okay, no hard feelings, but Dinos, adios.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
They had to know.
Right. Well, I don't think they did. I think they all were like, we're working our way up.
They're here for us.
The
They're
Dinos?
looking past Selena.
Hey, they're all, recording the same songs together.
Yeah, but
Come on.
It's like 4 old dudes and a beautiful young girl who can sing amazingly.
That was all the siblings. It was all 3 of them. So it was like a family little affair. And they're like, you 2 siblings, pack your shit.
Oh, that'll probably lead to a couple of feuds.
Yeah.
This isn't the fucking Brady Bunch. Take a hike.
Right.
That would be hilarious if there was a meeting, though. And they're just like, in the music business, they're the Ace Venturas and they're the raccoons. And you ain't the Ace Venturas.
We're letting you go.
So she began releasing her own albums with her new logo, which is like that nice Selena one name.
Right, the one name thing.
Yeah.
So was that from the beginning like that?
Yes.
Because that's brilliant.
It's Selena.
It wasn't her dad's idea. It was this EMI, like the new record company idea.
Because they compared her to Madonna a lot. She was the...
She dressed like her, too.
The Tejano Madonna.
Tejano Madonna.
Oh, wow.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful word.
What a wonderful bra.
Oh, wow. Nice.
In the same year, Coca-Cola wanted Selena to become one of their spokespeople.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The dad's probably freaking out. Like, finally, the money bag is producing.
Yes. The jingle used in her first 2 commercials for the company were composed by her brother and Chris Perez, the latter of whom joined Selena y los Dinos very recently, right before they all got axed.
Oh.
So he was the first non-family member?
Yes.
Okay.
He was a friend that the brother met on the road while they were touring as a family.
And did they always want to keep it in the family? Is that why maybe... Well, I don't want to jump ahead, but...
Maybe what?
That maybe he might become a family member someday?
Oh, maybe. Because he was having romantic feelings for Selena.
Okay.
Despite having a girlfriend in San Antonio.
Ooh, romantic feelings between bandmates.
Ooh.
Nothing bad can happen.
It won't tear things apart.
Absolutely not.
After a trip down to Mexico with the band, Perez thought it would be best for them both to distance themselves, but he found it impossible and chose to try to build a relationship with Selena. They expressed their feelings for each other at a Pizza Hut.
So romantic.
But that is romantic.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear anyone, oh, I hate you.
First, the crust was getting stuffed.
Yes.
And Selena.
Then Selena. And then, the ooze. But people criticize people for falling in love at fast food restaurants or Pizza Huts. That's where love, this is America. Damn it. Come on now.
Your eyes are so beautiful. Can you pass the mozzarella sticks, please?
Oh, did we get the deep dish? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But that is when Pizza Hut, they had the red cups. There was a buffet. You had a waiter, a waitress.
The buffet. I forgot about that.
Pizza Huts were restaurants, and people were smoking in there.
Yeah, they had the stained glass above you every table.
It was classy. When we got to go to Pizza Hut, that was good.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, the book it orders. You could collect your free pizza for reading.
Yep.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
As a kid.
I was a
Come on.
Papagino's boy.
We're not going to. This is just not happening.
You just killed the vibe.
Right. Yeah, we'll just move on.
Happy to do it.
Papagino's boy.
Perez.
I prefer papagayos.
Hey.
Yeah.
So Perez and Selena hid their relationship, like I hid my ability to read for fear of getting beat up.
They're not going to beat you up because you're not a nerd.
Weren't you pretty tall at 16?
No, I was 5'1" until senior year of high school.
What?
Yeah, and then at one year, I friggin' bounced up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
Wonder if you're going to bounce down at any point.
Nope.
We all
Suddenly
will.
Kyle's like Peter Dinklage. He's like, hello.
I regressed.
They cut me out of the Snow White movie.
Yeah, so they wanted to be committed to each other, but they were like, let's not tell anybody about this because my dad's a psycho.
I get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just that would cause drama in the band.
Mm-hmm. And the business.
Yeah, exactly.
Business, yeah.
So Selena released her second studio album, Ven Conmigo, in September of 1990. So she's getting bigger and bigger. At the same time, there's a registered nurse and a fan by the name of Yolanda Salivar.
Oh, we're already meeting Yolanda.
Who approached Selena's dad to start a fan club in San Antonio. Because, her credentials are that she's a registered nurse and a psychopath.
Right. Yeah.
So they didn't think it was a little odd that this 30-something woman is obsessed with Selena and wants to get close to her?
Fans can be very, very scary.
Yeah.
Very, very scary.
Yeah.
And because they all think they want they all want a part of you. They think that they own parts of you. So
yeah,
you're not autonomous to them. And I'm sure that's what Yolanda was thinking. Yeah. Oh God, what a psycho.
She had her own intentions, but her father was just so like, let's keep building, let's make money as much as we can.
And those were the days when the fan clubs were important. Everyone had them, like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, of course.
And that's how you got the word out. It was a community.
Yeah.
Because there's no online forum at that time.
Just Yolanda.
Yeah. So she had the idea for the fan club after she attended one of Selena's concerts. Her father approved her request and believed the fan club would bring more exposure to the band. Yolanda soon became a close friend to Selena and the family, and she was trusted and became acting president of the fan club in 1991.
Jeez.
From fan to president.
Yeah, to predator.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is where everyone thinks they know what's best for Selena because, success starts bringing out different intentions in people, and then people want to manipulate the situation for their own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Some person's just like, Selena, ska is really taking off. Have you thought about maybe doing like a tuba record?
Selena's sister, Suzette, claimed to have caught Selena and Chris Perez flirting with each other and immediately ran to the father and told him.
Oh, Suzette, come on.
Daddy.
Leave him alone.
So what is flirting? They're sipping a drink with two straws.
Yeah, they're like eating a piece of pizza together.
Yeah,
she was jealous.
Yeah.
What a tattletale.
It's 1990s romance. There was still love then.
Yep. So Selena's dad ripped him off the bus and told him his relationship with his daughter was over. So Selena and Perez continued their relationship despite her father's disapproval.
Oh my God.
Yes, everybody knows if your child is dating someone you don't like, pretend you love them.
Yeah.
And then they will break up with them. Just be like, yeah, Todd, what a guy. I actually just hung out with Todd the other night. Yeah. Like, Dad, he's not cool if you like him. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic the way he drives all drunk and stuff.
Yeah, it's not as, it's unrequited love when the parents want you to break up and you get you can't lose that feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes stronger.
I think there's some people who are still in relationships just because I disapprove.
Selena's mother, Marcella, we haven't talked about her much, but it's also because she was very supportive of Selena and was like, whatever you want to do.
Oh, that's nice.
She's a very loving mom.
And she's not the momager, it sounds like.
No, the dad.
We have a dadager.
Yeah.
Yep, the mimp.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's worse, the momager or the mimp?
I don't know.
Well, I think momager could actually, if you stick with the business, just music, but then all of a sudden you're like, so what about a sex tape maybe being leaked or something?
yeah.
Then you become a mimp.
So Selena and Perez actually got caught being romantically together. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Kissing or a little bit more. We do not know.
Try to separate them.
It was on the tour bus, and after he informed them of his disapproval, he pulled over. Oh, he was driving. So he was driving the bus. He looks in the mirror. Sees his daughter like getting fisted.
I see. Okay, now see, from a father's perspective, I mildly understand looking in the rear view. You're tired. All of a sudden, your daughter's getting banged out in the back.
Like, hey,
come on, guys. Jeez, we'll stop at a way stop. You guys can go to the bathroom.
We'll stop at a Pizza Hut for Christ's sake.
My Lord.
Then Chris lifts his hands. He's like, I was just reaching for these Cheetos.
So he pulled the bus over, and an argument between them ensued. He called Perez a cancer in my family.
Oh.
And threatened to disband the group if they continued their relationship.
Yolanda's the cancer.
So he was going to ruin his daughter's career.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't want her to be with this guy.
Well, it's not even ruining her career. To him, he's replaceable.
Oh, like break the band up and just bring in new members.
Yeah.
But not to Selena. He's not replaceable.
That's true.
Come on.
So he fired Perez from the band and prevented Selena from leaving with him. So he made him get another ride home.
Wow. Man, it's like the guest on Jerry Springer.
After his firing, Perez and Selena secretly continued their relationship.
Yeah, I would assume
Good.
so.
Don't tell Daddy.
Oh, God, don't say it like that. Selena, this phone sex thing that we're having is like fun, but can you just say, don't tell Daddy? Can you not say that?
You know
part?
what's worse than that is saying, call me Daddy.
Oh, God. Unless you get $100 million a year.
Yeah, exactly.
You can call me whatever the fuck you want.
On the morning of April 2nd, 1992, Selena and Perez decided to elope.
Oh,
They were
that's
like,
how I want to do it.
Let's hit the bricks and get married,
I
huh?
love that idea. I want to do an elope because weddings are horrifying.
Yeah, I don't understand who would want to go through that, having
No.
a big wedding.
I want to go to like the Bahamas and all of a sudden come back with a wife.
Yeah.
It could happen.
It could happen, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, Thailand.
You never know. You never know.
Or the Philippines.
You never. You know what? I don't trust people who really go every week. Every year I go to have a week in Thailand just to get the stress out.
Yeah,
There's a guy
okay.
at the local place that would tell me that, and I was like, "Yeah, buddy, I think you're probably not on the up and up.
Yeah. Stay away from my child, please. Selena thought her father would have to accept them if she, committed this act.
Yeah, if they're married.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can't get around that.
Yeah. She thought she had more time to be able to go and tell him, be like, hey, I got a ring.
Yeah.
But the media picked up on it before they even returned home.
Those vultures.
Scumbags.
Crazy.
My God. It's all over Watchtower magazine. Being handed out in mass.
Oh, my God. Selena and Mr. Perez.
Yep. So Selena's family is desperately trying to find her while she's out getting married, and she has no idea that the media's running with the story already.
Wow, poor girl.
Yeah, that must have been traumatic.
Totally.
Her
Or
dad,
happy, On the one hand, it's like, you know what? We are married.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
I think the point, though, was they wanted to keep it private, and then all of a sudden everyone knows.
But
Yeah.
how private can you really keep it? For how long? Even?
Well, if you're eloping, it's possible to keep it very private, but somebody leaked it.
Right.
Probably someone that worked at the place they got married at or something.
Well, I mean, from the family mainly.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to spill out, especially with that loudmouth sister.
Right, that's true.
They got
Suzette.
married.
Yeah.
Daddy!
Fucking Suzette.
God damn it.
But that's brilliant because then the dad can't say like, hey, I want you to spend less time with your husband.
That's true. I mean, they're bona fide.
Yeah.
They did it the right way.
So her father did not take the news well, and he alienated himself, just went into hiding till they came back.
What is his deal?
I don't. Was he like into his daughter in a weird way? Or,
I mean,
I don't want to spread those rumors, but it's just you would think that he would be happy for his daughter because this guy doesn't seem like he's a horrible person.
Yeah,
Right.
It's starting to sound like Twin Peaks, not to give any spoilers away. But
Yeah. He was
So
wrapped in plastic. I can't get out of that.
yeah, his penis.
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, that's actually very good.
Yeah, they're safe.
Plastic from the Dow Chemical Company. Selena and Chris Perez moved into an apartment in Corpus Christi. In interviews, her dad expressed how he feared Perez could be a machista, which is Spanish for male chauvinist.
Oh.
And he thought that Chris would end up forcing Selena to end her career and music goals. Ultimately, he thought he was going to lose his money train.
I see.
All right, you had me, then you lost me because at first glance, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but Chris.
He doesn't want a son or a son-in-law that has toxic masculinity. But you're saying that was a front. Really, it's about he doesn't want to lose his money ticket, meal ticket.
I don't think it has to be mutually exclusive. I think it could be column A, column B, but he ultimately wanted to have the most control over his daughter's decisions. That's really what it was.
They bonded over music, so I don't think they would stop doing that.
Yeah, exactly. That's true too.
I mean, she was young, to be fair.
Yeah.
What is she, like 21 around this time?
In 1992, yeah, 21. Yeah.
But again, mature.
Yeah.
Very mature for her age.
It became clear over time that Perez was not going anywhere, so her father later apologized.
What gave it away? The marriage certificate,
Yeah,
maybe?
But that doesn't normally, I mean, for a lot of people, that doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it's like one of those birthmarks that you're just like fine. You start to accept it, and then you make it into a little tattoo.
And it eventually turns into cancer.
Yeah, you incorporate it into like a Garfield tattoo or something, and you're like, it's a part of me now. Fine.
Yeah. So he apologized, he accepted the marriage, and took Perez back into the band.
Aww.
And then immediately moved in next door to them.
Oh my God. I always am on his side for like half a second.
No.
And you finish the sentence.
Usually you hear about like mother-in-laws.
This is beyond.
Right?
She was so stressed out all the time that she was living next to her dad and like just wanted it to not. She wanted to move away, but she also felt like she didn't want to betray her family.
Right.
Yeah, because then your dad's hearing everything.
Yeah.
You know, if you're up dead.
Well, I don't know.
I'm like, what were you kids up to all night?
Fucking.
They're in a different house, right?
Yeah, but you can still see what's going on.
I don't know what kind of sex you have.
No, I'm not even talking about sex.
Rooftop.
Let's say they're having a party. You know, like anything you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing like big gangbangs and stuff. Yeah, when a bus pulls out outside the house and you're like, hey, what's going on over there?
Something like that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in real life, this actually happened. One of my cousins was having fun with friends and singing karaoke still at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And my uncle at the time didn't live that far from the house. So he heard the whole thing and went to tell him, like, hey, you got to quiet down now.
Well, maybe they had to quiet it down.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. The dad lives so close. He's
Yeah, he's
aware
right
of that. So as long as your dad is close, he's going to know what's going on always.
The house is shaking like the beginning of Dick Tracy. Come on.
Aside from music, in 1994, Selena began designing and manufacturing a line of clothing. She opened 2 boutiques called Selena Etc.
Oh, wow.
And one in Corpus Christi and the other in San Antonio. Both were equipped with in-house beauty salons.
Wow. So she's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Wait, but what's the deal with San Antonio? You made a sound?
That's where Yolanda resides.
Oh!
I got PTSD from that place. Don't even get me going.
By the end of 1994, Selena Etc. had held 2 fashion shows to showcase their clothing line.
So Yolanda is the etc.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She might start thinking she's the Selena.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
So Selena y los Dinos held a concert after the second fashion show on December 3rd, 1994 at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio.
Wow. So she is doing a lot artistically.
Yeah.
And she was such a brilliant person.
Mm-hmm.
She was in active negotiations to open more stores in Monterrey, Mexico, and Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice.
The Quintanilla family were so impressed with the way that Yolanda managed the fan club that they had her oversee business operations day to day for Selena's boutiques.
Don't do it. do
It's
it.
just I mean, I love my registered nurses, but this is not in the skill set. This is not the skill set.
Hey, you're pretty good at taking my pulse. Can you manage my fortune?
Yeah.
What do you think about inventory?
It was reported that Selena earned over $5 million from these boutiques.
Whew, good
Shut
for her.
up.
Yep.
So she's truly an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's 1994 money, so it's probably $8 million by today's standards, maybe 10.
Yeah.
And she's thinking of the long game here.
Yeah.
She's not only going to be a hugely successful music artist, but she's going to have this whole empire.
You know, and I'm thinking now, again, she would be 53. You know, you think about like Bethany Frankel, you think about these people who become named. She would have had so many brands. Selena would have been everywhere to this day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would probably be $1 billion industry.
I have no doubt.
Oh.
Look at Jessica Simpson. If she can do it, anybody can.
Sure.
She thought tuna was chicken, you know what
That
I'm
was
saying?
fake. That was fake. They told her to say that in the reality show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then she cried about it.
Oh, she did? Okay, I'm sorry, Jessica.
I have no idea.
Another Texas gal, by the way.
That's true. Selena was ranked amongst the top 20 wealthiest Hispanic musicians who grossed the highest income in 1993 and 1994. So young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
It's incredible. So, Selena was about to release her fourth studio album. I believe we have an interview here about this time in her life where everything is blowing up.
Yeah, so 1994, she also won the Grammy for Best Mexican American Album.
She sure did.
Nice.
That makes it official when you're a Grammy winner, I think.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. It's huge.
If you're trying to conquer the music world.
Big year, Selena. Chihuahua, el Grammy, una cosa yo creo was like a dream come true, ¿verdad?
Exactly.
Tell us about it.
When they first told us that we were nominated, we all freaked out. We couldn't believe it. And the first thing, I promise, the first thing that came to my mind was like, I have to take a camera so I can take a picture with all these stars.
Right, yeah.
It didn't hit me later until like, oh my God, what if we win, or
Yeah.
And we went out there and they didn't let me take my camera in. That's one of the things. I didn't get to take any pictures till afterwards. But we were sitting there when they announced. I had this huge knot in my stomach. I was so nervous. And then they announced the winner. I mean, we all.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Great.
I mean, when's the big party? I know you're gonna come to San Antonio and do a big bash, or
I
you
don't
already
know.
had it?
I don't know. We haven't. We haven't had time to celebrate. We've been working, and it's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
We're just so happy what's happened. So many good things have been happening after we won the music awards,
Right.
and it's been great.
She's so charismatic.
Yeah, and down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in her early 20s. She's 22 years old at this point.
That's great.
It blows my mind, just the poise, and as you mentioned earlier, the maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her fourth studio album was called Amor Prohibido.
What is that called? What does that mean?
Forbidden Love.
Whoa.
I wonder what that was based on.
Interesting.
The dad's like, are you making fun of me?
Yes. The album debuted at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard Top Latin Albums chart, number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Regional Mexican Albums chart. And after peaking at number 1 on the top Latin albums, the album remained in the top 5 for the rest of the year and into early 1995, which has only been rivaled by Candle in the Wind by
Elton John after Prince's died?
Yeah, that was on the top, it was number 1 for almost a year and a half.
And that was
crazy.
propelled by, let's be honest, a major tragedy.
Yeah, this is just
music
popularity.
alone. Popularity, yeah.
Now, don't give me, don't mistake me. I like Elton John, right?
Yeah,
of course.
But Candle in the Wind, that was based off of Marilyn Monroe first.
It was.
So he just kind of did a redo.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
I think we talked about it on the episode that we did.
Goodbye Norma Jean, the whole thing.
And he just crossed off Norma Jean and wrote Diana.
So my God, I
come
forgot
on.
about that.
I just think it's a little copy and paste.
Wow, it's literally.
It's a double dip. He double dipped. He double dipped.
No, double dipping.
I wonder when he's going to whip it out again.
Someone great has to die.
Yeah, if it's not, then they're going to be like, really?
Right.
He can't just waste it on Gene Hackman,
No.
even though he's a great actor, right? But
Well, maybe if Stone Cold Steve Austin dies, he can do it for him.
Goodbye, Hackman Gene. Amor Prohibido became the second Tejano album to reach year-end sales of 500,000 copies. Nice. Making copies.
Yes, indeed.
we're in the early 90s. It's an appropriate reference.
Yep.
It's a different Rob Schneider back then.
Oh, yeah?
Way different.
I don't know. People are weird.
Let's see. It was certified 36 times platinum.
Damn.
How the
36
hell does that happen?
36
way.
times. Isn't there what's the next? Is there another level?
Yeah.
I think diamond is like the biggest you can go, right?
Well, why isn't it diamond then?
Can I just have one platinum?
Yeah.
Hello? 36.
After like the 28th, you're like, oh, it's platinum for the 29th time.
Yeah.
But what? I don't.
Like
okay.
by the 35th, are you just over it? Like, oh, another platinum tier, huh?
Great. Anything else? Is there anything next? Or-
This album also popularized Tejano music among a younger generation.
I mean, it came all the way to Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yep. No, we knew who Selena was, and I learned
Big time.
you are famous. If you make it to small town Wisconsin, you are world famous.
Yes.
The album's commercial success led to a Grammy nomination for Best Mexican American Album at the 37th Grammy Awards. It won Record of the Year at the 95 Tejano Music Awards, which he always cleans up, and Regional Mexican Album of the Year at the 1995 Lo Nuestro Awards.
I do feel bad for the Tejano musicians. It's like she's the Michael Jordan of the era. And they're like, if she wasn't around, that's for you to know, Yolanda.
Yeah.
Get on it, Yolanda. Maybe we'd win every now and again.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that In Living Color sketch. It was called the Black People Awards, and Whoopi Goldberg was nominated in every category.
Hilarious.
At this time, she was not only one of Latin music's most successful touring acts, but one of music's successful touring acts.
Yeah.
She transcended.
Yes. Selena was then considered bigger than Tejano itself and broke barriers in the Latin music world. She was called, as Alejandro said earlier, the Queen of Tejano music, and Billboard magazine ranked Amor Prohibido among the most essential Latin recordings of the past 50 years.
No.
That's amazing.
And included it on its list of the top 100 albums of all time.
Apparently, they're never on the 4, 5, or 6 train in New York where you can hear the best Tejano music.
Yeah,
every
for real.
single trip. I love that. Some people didn't like the music at the subways, but I enjoyed the music on the subways.
Yeah.
You hear what's really out there.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
And it's interesting that she skipped levels. Like, she was never princess. She
Right.
went right to queen.
Queen, sure.
In late 1994, EMI chairman Charles Koppelman, which he decided Selena had achieved her goals in the Spanish-speaking market, a guy named Koppelman.
Okay.
You should start speaking English now.
Enough with that Latin jazzy stuff.
I mean, it's a little Cobblepot,
Yeah.
the penguin. Compliment.
He wanted to promote her as an English language solo pop artist.
Forget that brown shit. We're moving on.
Time to make the real money.
I want to hear music I can understand.
Have you thought about learning Spanish? No, I'm an ignorant asshole.
And she did not speak Spanish naturally in the home, I think.
Yeah, she wasn't. My understanding is she wasn't particularly fluent in Spanish, but she could sing in Spanish very well.
But
Yeah.
also in the interviews with her answers, like, she sounds very fluent.
Yes, I believe that she sung phonetically. That's
Yeah.
how she was able
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, her dad really broke it down for her.
Yeah.
And made her sing it.
Which is even more amazing.
Because I think
She was singing in her second language.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's what and she became a superstar.
Yeah.
and
That's
then
amazing.
you even heard it in that interview. They were both speaking like Spanglish.
Right.
So she'd be like, "Estoy muy excited."
Yeah. Yeah. She, which Hilaria Baldwin tries to do.
Oh my Lord, don't even do it. Don't bring it up,
Hilaria.
please.
So
My wife is from Spain.
Selena, she continued touring while EMI began prepping the crossover album, going from Spanish to English.
Wow.
And they were recruiting a bunch of Grammy Award-winning composers. During that time, she hadn't even crossed over yet. At that time that they were making steps, they were planning ways to get her to do the English album to make her a solo pop artist. She performed to a record-breaking sold-out concert at the Houston Astrodome in February 1995.
Wow.
She hadn't even got the English album out yet.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
Weren't there over 50,000 people there?
I think even more.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the Astrodome, it's huge. It holds like 100,000 people.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to see the outside of it when I went to go see the Patriots play in Houston. It's an impressive building.
Pretty exciting story, Kyle.
Yes.
What other buildings have you seen the outside of?
But that's where
Outside of
WrestleMania
it.
17 was. Okay, so I was happy to be there.
If Kyle hasn't performed there, he's at least seen the
I've
outside
seen it. I was
of
like,
it.
hey, that's the thing.
I love the Kyle Plouffe travel show.
Yeah.
And then we saw the outside of the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
That was pretty that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen the
I
outside
thought
of a
about
lot of
going up, but I
buildings.
was too scared.
Yeah.
Have I told you guys the story about how I was in the Poughkeepsie airport?
No, do tell.
That's it.
Oh,
Wow,
shit.
I didn't know they had one.
I like that story.
That was kind of interesting.
Tell it again.
Yeah.
In 1995, she also made a cameo appearance in Don Juan DeMarco,
Oh.
which starred Marlon Brando, Johnny Depp, and Faye Dunaway.
Yeah, so this is interesting. The song Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman by Bryan Adams comes from that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it was made for that movie.
And he also, didn't he make that other song for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Yes, Anything I Do.
I Do It For You.
Yeah.
Do it for you.
But this song is a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman? And it's a motif throughout the entire movie. And it's sung in Spanish as well.
Okay.
And Selena appears in this movie. And it was her only movie role, unfortunately. But she has a couple of scenes, one with Johnny Depp and the other performing in front of Marlon Brando, like as a mariachi performer.
I'm sort of thinking of Village of the Damned or Queen of the Damned, Aaliyah's film.
Yeah.
That was the only film that she was in. Wow, again, it's
crazy.
Both of them would have been movie stars. And
Yeah.
everything else.
But how exciting is that? Like, 1 minute you're rising in the pop music world, and then you're working with Marlon Brando.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it was 1990s Marlon Brando.
I love Fat Brando. Don't even get me.
The movie is bizarre. I recommend it because it's fascinating. Like, half of it works. Half of it is like this romantic movie with Johnny Depp as this Don Juan character.
Yeah.
And the other half is just Marlon Brando in his office going like, what's with this guy? Every woman's falling in love with him.
Sounds like Mike Tyson now.
That's all he's got to do. That's why he's the best.
Marlon Brando is Mike Tyson.
So go see it. But more than that, listen to the soundtrack.
Yes.
And Selena has 4 songs on it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The movie did well. It was a budget of $25 million. It made $70 million at the box office.
Nice.
So, you know,
That's a hit.
almost tripled up.
Absolutely.
Johnny Depp was unstoppable then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, this was the time of Ed Wood.
That movie is amazing.
You know who else was unstoppable at this time?
Who?
Yolanda Salivar.
Oh, come on. We were having a good time.
At the height of her fame,
We were talking about fat Marlon Brando, and then he
Yes.
has to go and kill the mood again.
Now we're on chubby Yolanda.
now we're on Fat Yolanda.
Oh, God.
Selena signed Yolanda because she trusted her so much as her entertainment agent.
Now she's an agent.
She would be in charge of all entertainment deals and appearances.
Oh, my God.
This is the only mistake Selena made.
Yeah. This was because her dad was a drinker and really got to trust Yolanda, so she could take care of the business while giving him some time off to do some other things.
Yolanda's great. Every time I'm drunk, I see 3 of her, and she injects me with something, and it makes me go to sleep.
And it's so weird how they keep moving her up.
Yeah.
Like, what
Right.
next? She's going to be CEO of Dow?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, she's releasing mustard gas into their house.
Probably caused less damage there than what really happened.
For real. After the agreement, Salivar moved from San Antonio to Corpus Christi to be closer to Selena. So then you have Selena and her husband living in one apartment, the father living across the street now, and then Yolanda showing up to the neighborhood.
And then Yolanda. Oh, no.
Fucking Yolanda. In December 1994, the boutiques began to suffer after the number of staff for both stores had significantly decreased.
Yeah, they probably couldn't deal with Yolanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is going on? Like, is it something on the administrative side that's going wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like people are losing interest in the brand.
Well, they kind of are. Because according to staff members, Salivar often fired employees she disliked. Employees at the stores regularly complained about Salivar's behavior. They went straight to Selena, and Selena dismissed the claims, believing she would never risk the business based on erratic decisions.
Damn.
According to Selena's father, the staff later turned their attention to him and began informing him about Salivar's behavior. Shockingly, he did actually take the claim seriously because he's like, nobody's messing with my money.
Yeah, right.
So he went to Selena in private and told her to be careful and said that Salivar might not be a good influence or fit for them as a family and business.
Get her out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
But his word had already been soured to her.
Right.
Keep in mind, he's tried to force her to do everything she didn't want to do. Sing in Spanish, got rid of her boyfriend, had to move next door to keep tabs on her. She was an adult and didn't need to listen to him anymore.
Right.
By January 1995, Selena's fashion designer, Martin Gomez, her cousin, Deborah Ramirez, and clients had expressed their concerns over Yolanda's behavior and management skills. During an interview with Salivar in 1995, reporters from the Dallas Morning News said her devotion to Selena bordered on obsession.
Scary.
Yeah.
It is really a horror movie.
You can't have someone working for you that is an obsessed fan. Like you can't. You should not hire Kathy Bates.
No.
For your secretary.
Well, she does get me the paper.
She makes me stay on track
Oh man,
because she hobbles me if I get the pages out.
Oh, Yolanda.
So according to Selena's dad, in January 1995, he began receiving telephone calls from fans who said they had paid for memberships in the Selena fan club and had received nothing in return for it. So he's like, let me look into this.
Absolutely.
He discovered that Yolanda had embezzled more than $30,000 in forged checks from both the fan club and the boutiques.
Wow. I've heard that number could be as high as 90,000.
That's just checks.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is the heyday of cash.
Right.
Yeah.
So she probably got way more than that. Her father had held a meeting with Selena and Suzette, the sister, to confront Yolanda. Her father presented everyone with inconsistencies about the disappeared funds. He told Yolanda that if she did not provide evidence that disproved his accusations, he would involve the police. He then banned Salivar from having any contact with Selena. However, Selena did not want to dissolve their friendship.
You got to do it.
She valued Yolanda way too much.
You know what this reminds me of as well? It's kind of like the Monica Lewinsky, Linda Tripp friendship, where there's an older woman who's very controlling.
I'm a mentor. I'm one of the good ones.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
God.
Yeah. Speaking of my flower, by the way, I'm recording. I'm recording it.
Talk right here.
Please.
She thought that Yolanda was essential to the success of the clothing line in Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear that scene recreated by Hollywood?
I would love to.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a scene from the hit movie Selena.
Oh, fantastic.
Starring J-Lo.
J-Lo, yes.
Jenny from the block.
I mean, not really. Everyone that was on the block is like, I never saw Jenny.
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Jenny who?
Yolanda! How could you do this to me?
I never took anything from you, Selena.
I trusted you. I trusted you with everything I have.
Never.
How could you do this to my fans? You know what they mean to me.
Please, give me a chance to prove it to you. Please.
Oh, the crocodile tears?
God. Master manipulator.
Absolutely.
By the way, Yolanda was played by the great actress Lupe Ontiveros in the movie. She was also in As Good as It Gets. She's the one that Jack Nicholson says, sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here. And then, Kyle, she's in another one of our favorites. She plays Consuelo in storytelling.
Oh, my God.
We always reference Consuelo.
Always.
All right. Check
You
it out.
gotta see storytelling.
Oh, absolutely. And the specific story with Consuelo. She's great.
Yes. Anytime I'm like sweating doing work for somebody, I think of Consuelo.
Yeah.
It's very sad and disturbing. Okay, anyway. Where were we?
She's got range.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got range.
So,
And so does Yolanda.
yeah.
Sadly enough.
Yeah, well, she's about to go to the gun range.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Selena wanted to keep her close also because a piece of her did distrust her at this point.
I would hope so.
She knew that Yolanda had all the bank records, statements, and financials necessary for tax preparation. So she's worried about taxes instead of her life.
So taxes can kill you.
They can and do.
Death and taxes. It's the same thing, I'm realizing.
It sure is. This is the second time you brought up taxes.
I know. I'm.
Well, I brought it up.
Not today, though. I think on another episode.
Yes.
I love thinking about taxes.
Speaking of, isn't it tax season?
Hey.
Yes. Let's cut to an ad. Oh, we don't have any? Oh, okay, great.
Yolanda sat on her hands and delayed providing the bank statements and financial records by saying she had been physically and sexually assaulted in Mexico.
So this is her leverage.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be mean here, but have you seen pictures of Yolanda?
I mean...
Well, anyone can be.
Oh, I know.
But
okay.
I will say, in this case, Yolanda knows she gives that away. There's no connection whatsoever with the business.
Yeah.
Then Selena can just slowly say goodbye.
Right.
I know I'm, of course, making a bad joke, but it's just because she's such a horrible person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine anyone wanting to get near her in any way.
Oh, you can feel it. She's just nasty.
And who would lie for money?
No one.
Nobody.
Nah.
Certainly not in Hollywood.
No, definitely not.
This is honest. Honest place. Still can't believe when I was driving over here, I was like, I can't wait to see all the nice people I'm going to meet. What an idiot. I'm still from Wisconsin. 15 years in Brooklyn. I'm still like, oh, there'll be some nice people in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They smile while they stab you in the back.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can't see it.
Yep. Yolanda, along with Selena, appeared at a medical clinic on March 31st, 1995, to have Yolanda examined for an assault, which she claimed to have happened to her in Monterey while she was taking care of the boutique.
So she took it seriously. They did the right steps. And
Yeah. During that visit, Salivar was given a brief physical exam, but this did not include the gynecological exam specifically done in cases of sexual assault.
Based on her saying she didn't want it done? Or?
No, the nurse suggested that Salivar needed to have the rape exam done in San Antonio for 3 reasons. She was a resident of that town. The clinic they were currently at was in Corpus Christi, and the assault occurred in Mexico. So, she took her to a Corpus Christi clinic.
Okay.
And they were like, this is all over the place. We don't want to do it here.
Okay.
Afterwards, Selena met with Yolanda at her motel room at a Days Inn in Corpus Christi. At the motel, Selena demanded the financial papers. At 11:48 a.m., Salivar got a gun from her purse and pointed it at Selena. As Selena attempted to flee, Salivar shot her once on the right lower shoulder, severing her artery and causing severe loss of blood. Critically wounded, Selena ran towards the lobby, leaving a 392-foot trail of blood. That is longer than a football field.
Wow.
She had to run so far.
Oh, my God.
She collapsed on the floor of the lobby as the clerk called emergency services, with Salivar still chasing after her, calling her a bitch. Before collapsing, Selena named Salivar as her assailant and gave the number of the room she was shot, room 158.
So those are her last words.
Yolanda 158.
Oh, my
last words.
gosh. That's so sad.
Meanwhile, Salivar knew she was in deep shit, so she attempted to flee in her pickup truck. She was spotted by a responding police cruiser. She actually locked herself in her fucking pickup truck and pointed the gun at her head for 9.5 hours. So there was a standoff.
9.5 hours.
There was a huge standoff with police and the FBI. And by the end of it, there were almost 1,000 fans there that were at the scene.
Watching the standoff?
Yes.
God.
So this is a crazy...
God. I had no idea.
Yeah, this is a news clip from that day.
It took Corpus Christi police more than 9 hours, but they finally arrested the woman suspected of shooting and killing Grammy Award-winning star Selena. Corpus Christi Police Chief Henry Garrett identified the suspect as 32-year-old Yolanda Salivar.
You could hear the people cheering when she was getting arrested. You hear that in the background?
Yes.
Killing Grammy Award-winning star Selena. Corpus Christi Police Chief Henry Garrett identified the suspect as 32-year-old Yolanda Salivar. Salivar helped police negotiators at bay, crying and wringing her hands while sitting in a red pickup truck and holding a gun to her head until she gave up about 9:30 Friday night.
The OJ
Officials
playbook.
say the shooting of 23-year-old Selena Quintanilla Perez was reported shortly before noon at the Days Inn Motel in Northwest Corpus Christi.
How you doing, Houston, Texas?
Can you imagine the Days
Selena
Inn?
was one of the most popular figures
It's usually
in Tejano music.
mundane.
At an afternoon news conference Friday, the singer's father, Abraham Quintanilla, said Salivar was a disgruntled employee of Selena's who was about to be fired from her job at a boutique.
She worked for Selena.
You see how he distanced himself? She worked for Selena. Motherfucker, you're the one that found her.
Well, all right. Well, now you're just yelling at her father. Okay.
No, I think you don't like the dad.
No, he's like, well, that was Selena's person. It's like, no, that was your fucking person.
Yeah, but he didn't know she was
No
going to
one
be
knew
a
that-
psycho.
Yeah, Yolanda's the one to blame here.
Yeah, but
My God.
He let
also,
her-
32. I thought she was older.
I did too.
Yeah,
She
32.
looked a lot older.
Yeah, that's being a nurse is tough. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selena
And
was
being a psychotic killer is tough.
oh, that is we have to think about that.
Yeah.
It's stressful. Yeah. No one thinks about the killer.
Selena was taken to the Corpus Christi Memorial Hospital at noon. Her pupils were dilated and fixed, and there was no evidence of neurological function.
Oh, man.
She had no vital signs and was declared clinically brain dead.
Now, was that just because she bled out?
Yeah.
I'm asking because she was shot in the shoulder. It
an
sucks
artery.
that
It
she
hit the
couldn't-
artery.
I know, but
That's just
it
the
sucks
worst.
that it was such bad luck that it burst the artery.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
true,
otherwise
true.
you could survive a shoulder shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But because of who she was, they knew she was already completely gone. But the people who worked at the hospital wanted to work on her as hard as they possibly could.
Oh,
So
my God.
if it was anybody else, they would have not. They would have just been like time of death.
Right.
But they were massaging her heart and trying to get her back, and it was futile efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had 50 minutes of surgery, and she was pronounced dead from blood loss and cardiac arrest at 1:05 p.m. The internal examination revealed that she had not ingested any type of drug, nor was she pregnant, which was a popular rumor at the time.
Oh.
Weird.
Yeah. So they were
Why
like,
would they?
Yeah, why would that
Where
even
did
matter?
that
Even if she was. The baby didn't stop the bullet.
right? Yeah.
That baby had a chance to be a hero.
Yeah.
Catches it in its hand.
Yes.
So just like that, I mean, just giving this lady one step at a time, year by year, allowing her to get her grip on the entire operation was just such a bad idea.
And a grip on that gun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to cut out these people. It's just you never think someone would actually do something like that.
Right.
Just
No, I
so
know. How
horrible.
could you?
Desperate people do desperate shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, again, Yolanda. Not to date the episode because it's evergreen, but she is up for parole soon, and this has to be remembered. And I don't think that she deserves to ever see the light of day as a free person again.
Yeah.
This is truly psychotic. I don't think you don't get fixed from this.
No. No way. She blames Selena for her own death.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Yolanda explaining what happened in the hotel room to how did she end up shooting Selena?
Okay.
Did she say she wanted to fire you?
That never. She never told me that. I was telling her to leave. And I said, it's over, Selena. It's over. I can't work for you no more. I can't work for you no more.
She said she was quitting?
She
Don't.
went down. She grabbed my feet and told me not to leave her.
Oh,
and
my
I picked her up
God.
and I told her, just leave. And I grabbed the gun, put it in my head. I pulled the thing back. And I said, if you don't leave, I'm going to do it, Selena. And she got up and she says, Mom, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. I'm going to close the door. And when she was walking to the door, she was going at an angle. And I told her, don't close the door. And in that instant, the gun went off.
What?
I love Alec Baldwin's defense.
What is this, the Rust set?
That is so heinous.
Yeah.
What a psycho.
Disgusting human
Selena
being.
was begging her not to leave. What's more likely?
Yeah.
And we know that she wasn't suicidal because she's lying about everything.
Right.
But let's say she was. It's that classic thing of the suicidal person, instead of killing themselves, they kill somebody else.
Well, because suicide is a homicidal act.
Yeah. But it's just so infuriating when they end up living and then another person ends up dying.
Yeah.
It's just so tragic when these losers take the life of someone who is giving so much to the world and to people. And
Yeah.
it's just horrible.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's hard to call Howard Stern a loser, but this is.
I can.
Not-
I'll call Howard Stern a loser right fucking now.
This is very not nice.
Howard Stern he is trash. He is garbage. It is done. It is over. From anal ring toss, that was his peak. Whatever he's doing now is the single worst form of radio I have ever heard. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I have so many mixed feelings about Howard because on the one hand, I think he's a genius and there's no equal in radio and even entertainment, I don't think.
Whoa.
But he has a lot of bad moments through the years.
And this
is probably one of his worst moments that I cannot stand behind.
Yeah.
And this was the day of her funeral, by the way.
Oh, my God.
When he went on the air.
Woke Howard Stern.
Yeah, not so woke here.
Let's go to Selena now.
Please.
This is the Latin, the Tex-Mex Madonna. Oh, my God. This music does absolutely nothing to me. I have no feel. It's almost like you could not have it on or have it on, and my mood wouldn't change. Alvin and the Chipmunks had more soul. Spanish people have the worst taste of music. They really do.
They don't like depth.
No, they don't like any depth. It's all like, We have nothing. Our government is corrupt.
Dance. 20,000 mourners yesterday passed by her coffin in the city convention center.
Is that right?
Yeah, they are having her funeral today.
Ah,
They're going to have a mass.
We will never hear this kind of music again.
3 of us ate her fingers. We were so hungry from the bad country we live in.
Today in Corpus Christi, a funeral mass.
America's moral authority, Howard Stern, everybody.
Get your fucking vaccinations.
Good God.
And so the National Hispanic Media Coalition called for stations to pull him off the air. They filed complaints with the FCC.
Yeah.
I'm not for censorship. I don't think he needed to be pulled off the air, but he definitely needed to have someone speak with him.
Yeah.
And be like, you're a fucking asshole. Because he was always a shut-in. He never, that's why he gets all of his news and information from television and trash on the internet. That's why he has no human connection.
Well, this
also,
incident...
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go
also,
ahead.
Spanish music is like all the soul.
Of course, of course. Howard certainly doesn't have any authority on what good music is.
It's just not like Poison. I don't even feel there's sugar being poured. There's no like cherry or anything involved.
Yeah.
But this incident did spook him because there was such an uproar over it and tons of people protesting. So he went on the air and issued an apology in Spanish.
Well, that's
But he made it a big joke.
right.
Because he thought it was funny to speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
Saying that he hates Yolanda and he didn't mean to offend. and,
Okay.
you know, so like I said, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
This and the Dana Plato incident.
Yeah, $500 million for 5 years, which is why no one at Sirius Radio gets paid, which is why the entire thing is shutting down. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Well, her success is never ending. She is still with us musically today. As big as ever. People are still listening to her music.
Yeah.
Still labeled the Queen of Tejano.
Yeah, and Selena the movie was successful, and I guess in 2021 it was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. Not bad.
Yeah, she's got a museum and statue in Corpus Christi. So they're still keeping her name alive.
Well, that's good.
Well, on the other hand, in 7 days from this recording, it's going to be March 30th, I believe, or 31st, that Yolanda is up for parole, and I don't think she's going to be getting out.
I really, really hope not.
Yeah.
Screw her.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
And Selena lives on forever.
Absolutely.
That'll take us to
Final
thoughts.
Oh, it's a scary one. It's just, I don't know. It's scary because, again, fans think they own you. They think they own a piece of you. And it's tough as an entertainer. You have to keep a distance, but you also, it is a relationship to some degree, and you never expect someone to do what she did. So Selena was a victim of her own good nature and her own trusting of people.
Yeah.
And Yolanda is one of the worst type of human beings that exists, and it's very sad.
Yeah, human scum.
Yeah.
Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you let in.
It's just hard. You just don't know.
But when someone is showing signs that they're psychotic, like such as, if they're obsessive or if they're caught in a bunch of lies, things aren't making sense.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah, it's never good to keep liars around.
It's hard because I used to overlook so many red flags. And it's tough because you don't want to believe that a person could act that way.
But at the same time, you have to protect yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm pretty quick with red flags now. Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't put up with a whole lot of bullshit anymore.
No. Oh, when you realize the monster's in the house, you got to escort them out.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
And do you guys hear that?
You've got mail.
Hey, we got ourselves a mailbag. Ooh. Can you believe it?
I love it.
Comments that have just come up.
Do we have some reactions to the Snow White episode?
We do.
Since the episode dropped, the Disney movie has indeed flopped.
Oh my God. What was it? 43 million? And it cost 250 million to make?
So they were claiming 50 million was going to be low.
That's what it made for the box office its opening weekend.
43, wow.
Yeah, and Camel91 said it's weird that there's two famous gay guys called Alan Carr.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that. So very oddly, there's a portly comedian who wears really big glasses.
Yeah.
And his name is also Alan Carr. And they look very similar.
Yeah. Biden is a thief is, someone who listens to every episode of ours.
Biden is a thief?
Yeah.
All right, I like
he's
it.
the best.
Biden is a thief says Eileen Bowman's career was destroyed. Only 8 acting credits on IMDb.
Damn, poor gal.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it was destroyed as much as never got started because of it.
Right.
But she is acting in San Diego.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, like doing
Still.
regional theater. Yeah, so
good.
She says she's happy now.
Good.
Yeah.
The Oscars should bring her back.
They should. That would be
They
great.
really should.
Speaking of ad reads, Sean for the YouTubers of Death episode said that show intro was Chef's Kiss. Nice job, Kayatola, which is, something that you'll know if you listen to OK Bud.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Kayatola when he says sexist things.
Oh,
I'm the Kayatola.
That's the Kayatola.
Like my comments about Yolanda earlier.
This pleases the Kayatola.
That pleased the Kayatola. There you go.
See, I thought I was pissing people off, but I guess not.
No, not the Kayatola.
Yes. All right, guys, that's another week down. Thank you so much for listening.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, and great job, guys. Great
Thank
research. I learned a lot and really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Check out OK Bud. Again, check out the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/diebud. Just a couple of bucks a month, and you can watch every show live. Thank you so much. We're building this thing, this plane. We're still on the tarmac, but we're about to take off, baby. So thank you all so much. From the bottom of my heart, hail yourself.
And until next week,
don't go dying on us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have just heard
A true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures
Nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.